Hey guys, less is more here, back with another video, and today we're just going to be going through this dry rag flop database, and we're just going to be playing versus the solution. Some days, if I'm just feeling a little burned out, I'll take a slightly different method of study and just play versus the solution. And then if I get into any interesting spots, I will just check the spot. That's really easy to do with this built-in feature. So, um, I mean, a lot of days, what my study will consist of is like running a database or having someone run a database for me if I don't have the hardware, and then I'm just kind of poring over the flop strategies, and then if there's any interesting turn and river spots, I'll look at those specifically. But um, I have to be feeling up to it. And today I'm just not really feeling up to it. I'm just uh, been on the grind lately quite a bit. Um, making a lot of content and had a lot of stuff to do. Um, traveling and seeing family for the holidays and such. So just a bit tired and today just gonna take it easy, but figured this would make for a good YouTube video. Also, earlier today, I posted the full stream from last night's 500 Zoom session. It's like a full 3 hour session at 500 Zoom on Ignition, so it's a fun watch. So yeah, go give that a like. So yeah, here we're just going to hop right into it. Also, I noticed that a few of my videos got copyright striked for the music I was using. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and look for something that's not copyrighted. I just now thought of this, but I don't want to start the video over, so I'm just going to pause it real quick. Okay, so we're back. I think I found something on YouTube that's not copyrighted, so hopefully this will work. But yeah, let's hop into it. Oh, forgot to. So I want to switch between in position and out of position. By the way, this is just a dry rag database. King 6-3. We have a spade, which makes this hand pretty good 3-bet, or c-bet, I mean. No backdoor straight draw, and we have ace high though, so we're just going to lean towards checking this. King turn. As far as showdown value goes, this is a great card. We're going to have a pretty good hand to bluff catch a lot of rivers, so I'll go into that a little bit. Okay, and he checks. We're just going to check this back, but we'll look at this river spot here in a second. Okay, so let's say he bets into us. So we're going to have to pick out some ace high to call. So it looks like, so generally you want to, when you're bluff catching, you want to unblock the stuff that they check down and then stab the river with, like the air that they stab. So typically when you have a spade, after it checks down, like most of their, like, say like, ace, actually, well, after we open 2.5, they're not going to have, okay, they will have some 6-5 off actually, but a lot of the 6-5 off with a spade will stab an earlier street. Oh, but it is a diamond run out. So I guess if they bet, we really just want to have a diamond. And then when we have the ace of spades, we unblock their ace x of spades, or we unblock the air, like the 7-6 of, well, 6-5 of clubs, for example, that would check down like this and then stab the river. Okay, so like 6-4, I guess would stab, and then you can see 5-4 of hearts and 5-4 clubs is going to make up a lot of the 5-4 combos I get here. So like you would rather have like ace 6 with, or ace 5 with the 5 of spades than the ace 5 with the 5 of hearts, because you unblock like these sorts of combos that wait till the river to stab. Because like you don't need to stab the turn with 5-4 hearts when you can just stab with the 5-4 diamonds or spades. So on these dry king high boards, we're going to take a pretty linear check raise strategy. So we're going to be going for a smaller size with a bit more of a merge range. So we can take a look at the check raise range here. It's going to be like some marginal top pair, like king 10, king 9, even as far as like king 6. Preferably with a backdoor, but yeah, you can check raise some of those middling. Top pair, it doesn't just have to be like 2-pair plus. Yeah, and then the 2 pairs check raising. Notice that the top and bottom pair is check raising more often than the top 2. It's just because like top and bottom can get counterfeit on a lot of different runouts, and you block the calling range if you check raise. So it doesn't make the most ideal check raise candidate. And then ace 4, ace 3, ace 2, well, ace 2 is a pair. Ace 3 and ace 4 and ace 5 all have the double backdoor and the over. So you can hit an ace or a backdoor straight or flush. And a lot of cards to barrel. And then you're check raising some ace 7. Okay. To check call with the pocket eights. Terrible card. Still managed to win though. So if he bets like half pot on the river, H is just a fold. We are very far down in our range there. So ace queen 7 two-tone, we're going to be taking a polar c-betting strategy. This could definitely fit in there with the double backdoor. Yeah, we'll go ahead and bet this one. How often is king 9 off betting? Okay, so it looks like it's mainly just betting the gut shots. I expected king 9 with a spade to bet a bit. So with the king of spades, it is betting a little bit, but it's just pulling from the gut shots, it looks like. Mainly. And then you don't need to start bluffing until you get down to jack high. It's really when it starts stabbing with a backdoor flush draw. And then you'll be betting some 7x, mainly without the overcard. So you get up to 10-7 and jack 7, you start betting more. Probably should bet this one. There it is, 4 high. Even if we hit a pair, we can't, like, if we get called, or if it checks down and we hit a pair, like, we're still not going to be good a lot of the time, and it's just not. If we get bet into, it's like our hand's too weak to raise, and yeah, it's just not a good situation at all. King 7-2. We'll check this one back. Turn 4. Gonna check this one back again. King and he bets. I mean, we're pretty far up in our range. And we have the ace of spades, which I think is pretty good, so we're just gonna call. Oh wow, he gets the thin value. The thin value. Yeah, so on this, I think, so this is a bet a lot of people miss. Like on this pairing river, you should be value betting these good ace highs. I wouldn't go as big as half pot with ace jack, but I would definitely, I'd be blocking as low as ace 8. So something to keep in mind. Then facing a block, yeah, like all this, like ace high is just not folding on this board. Thought it might start to fold like some ace 4, ace 3, but it doesn't look like it. As far as the EV goes for these bluff catches, it looks like ace 10 with the ace of spades is the highest by far. Because again, like on the turn, they're going to stab a lot of the ace of spades hands. So when we have the ace of spades in the check down line, we just unblock a lot of their check down river stabs. So if we had a backdoor flush draw, I think we would lean more towards raise. I think we just float this though. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think we just stab here. Get snapped by the 7. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, so all this 10 high, 9 high stuff, we're just stabbing. So we're actually overbetting this on the river, but yeah, sizing up. Just going to bet small with this. King 8-2. Oh, so we okay, we don't have a spade. Yeah. Without the spade we just fold. Yeah. Queen 8-2. Yeah. Now we're gonna check this one back. It's just not strong enough to go into the pot line. Here blocking 8x pretty hard is good. So yeah, I think we'll just stab here. In position, yeah, we're stabbing this a good bit. See, what does our range look like? Yeah, it's a lot of middling card air. Preferring to stab with the flush draw, but no big deal if not. So with the 7-6, we're preferring to stab the 7-6 of hearts over the other combos. See the 7-6 of hearts blocks A7 suited, and the like the 7-6 of diamonds and clubs do not. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. Also, the 7-6 of spades is the flush draw, and it blocks 8x suited. So just a lot going for that hand. 9-8. We have a pair. On this board, we can check. Well, I think we would want to check raise the 8-7 with the 7 of spades as opposed to this hand. Let's take a look. Yeah, so we're check calling the 9-8, and then we're starting to check raise the 8-7 with the 7 of spades. So I've been in the lab, guys. I just know. Check, check. Yeah, I can block here. No, pure check actually. I don't know if this is just because the jack is such a bad turn. We'll play this hand out. Yeah, with the diamond, I think this is a decent bluff catch. Okay, you had the jack. Yeah, so does not look like we're blocking our 8x until we get to queen 8. But yeah, these lower 8x are just checking river. Okay, and then facing a half pot bet, we're just calling all of this 8x, and then like the 8-7 and 8-6 of diamonds can start to raise. Similar thing, because like when the turn goes check check with the diamond draw, you just unblock more air on the river, and like with this hand, it's not great as a call, so it just like prefers to raise, and you get shown very strong hands much less often. I mean, blocking 2 pairs is a pretty significant portion, but it's just like getting more folds is good. You're just gonna run into strong hands less often. Ace 8 deuce with 9-8. We're going to check this back with the overcard to the middle card, especially the 10 turn. So in these delay c-bet lines, especially on ace-high boards, you're going to be polarizing a good bit. You can see up here, it's mostly going to be like pot and 2x, even some 4x. Just going to check this one back though, and then consider some thin value on the river, but probably just going to check back the river here. And a check. I mean, that's the blankest card in the deck. We do get called by worse 8x and lower pocket pairs, and we do get called by king high. I think I like going for some value here. Oh, this is actually a pure check. Maybe it's too optimistic, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of the hand I was trying to target. Looks like all this 8x is just checking back. On this Broadway turn, not going to be doing much blocking. This is pretty far down in our range though. yeah, we can definitely check this a good bit. So this is why you want to have some top pairs in your check line on the turn. So not a fantastic river. I mean, we'll have Queen 9. Oh, well, this is a 4-liner board. I just realized that. Yeah, I mean, we can just call with the straight here because he's gonna have Ace King here. It's going to do this big jam, so yeah, we can just fold this. So versus the jam, we're just calling straights basically. And then like some king queen with the blocker to the ace king. Yeah, definitely reasonable. But yeah, king 9 is definitely a call. With the straight and the blocker to ace king. King 7-2, we'll just down bet this. Turn 5. So let's discuss the turn barrels here. So in this turn, we're going to be splitting our range into a half pot size and a 2x size. It's more that we're going to have, you know, 2 pairs and sets that we're going to pile money in with. But also, like, especially after we open 2x, the nut advantage after a c-bet is going to be mitigated a bit. So it's not just going to be like 2x or check like you would see in some sims. Let's take a look at some other turns, like these higher turns. I'd imagine we're doing more big betting. Yeah, so you can see we're 2xing the ace king, but like on these lower cards, out of position is just going to have more 2 pair to defend with. Oh no, I meant to look at 6 turn. Yeah, you can see on this 6 turn, we're doing even less over betting. Just density of 2 pairs and sets kind of mitigates that nut advantage. So something to think about. But like, let's see on this jack turn, out of position has a decent amount of king jack. So yeah, still just piling money in with king queen plus basically. Even king 10, you can still overbet this turn. And then you can have a half pot size after the small bet. That is, you know, with the jack X. So we will half pot this one. Get called. Okay, prefers strictly pot with this hand. Okay, so like with this stronger king X, it looks like king jack suited, or king jack plus is just pure pot. And then once you get down to king 9 is where you start splitting into the half pot size. And then king 10 is going into the 2x size with the 2 pair. Okay. Just potting. Get snapped by the ace 10. Going to be, so with the double backdoor, we're going to be check raising this. Let's see. Yeah. So it's pretty much not pure check raise, but close. We're just going to mix this into the smaller size, because that's the only size I use on this board is a 50% pot raise. Let's see, how long have we been recording? 25 minutes. Okay. Yeah, we'll c-bet this one. Nice. So in this turn, it looks like we're just potting. So I wonder what the other sizes are. So it should be like half pot on this. Yeah, so half pot on the top pair turn. See, on like a king, we're probably doing overbetting. Yeah, so it's like, yeah, so on the king, it's just like 2 extra check. On the queen, maybe something similar. Yeah. Jack, similar thing. 10, similar thing. Then once we get down to like a 9, it probably starts splitting more. Yeah, it's like mostly pot. Once you get down to like a 9, and then you can start to 2x some like ace king. And then on the 9 of diamonds, yeah, it's even less overbetting because like on the 9 of diamonds, out of position is gonna have more 2 pair because the board blocks less 2 pair for out of position. So you don't want to be doing as much overbetting when the out of position player has more nutted hands. And then on this lower card, betting frequency is going to go down a lot, but it's a pretty blank card, so you can still do a good amount of overbetting. I don't know if it's like even lower. Okay. Anyhow. So checks down, probably gonna check all this on the river. Well, we have a few options. I'm gonna lean towards betting big with this hand, but yeah, I mean, you should just mix it, to be honest. I think with like with a spade in our hand, we could lean towards doing some more checking, but I mean, we rolled high enough. We can just bet big with this. So it looks like this one is betting most of the time. It's just betting half pot. I'm guessing we're value betting some ace high on this board. Yeah, so we're value betting like some ace jack, ace 10. And then like some deuce x, and all the 7x is going into this half pot size. So yeah, it looks like the vast majority of our range is just made up of you know, marginal hands that are getting, you know, some pretty thin value. So yeah, just balancing that size with the trips. Then notice the ace 3 is going into the block size. Like when you have ace 3, to balance this real thin value betting range, you're just using ace 3 you know, as like the balancing hands, just because you have that removal to the ace. So when in position, you know, is raising, you know, to get you off the ace high, you'll have some of those nutted hands. We'll check this one. Yeah, and now we can just raise. What do you have? Okay, out of 7. Jack 10. We can mix. We rolled low with this hand, so we're just gonna call. We have showdown value with this hand too, by the way. I mean, should really take that into consideration. And on the river, probably just gonna give up if it's a blank. If we had a jack or a 10, we could block. That's not really the card we were looking for. I'm gonna lean towards giving up with his hands. Well, I don't know. We block a good amount of 9x actually, and because imposition is going to be opening the Jack 9, all the Jack 9 off, and 10-9 off, and we block Jack 9 suited, 10-9 suited. When we have the spades in our hands, so we would want to unblock hands like Ace 10 and Ace Jack that would fold to a river bet. But he's going to barrel those hands on the turn with a spade, I think, at some frequency. Let's see. Okay, so the Ace Jack and Ace 10 is just a pure check, even with the spade. And then, like, King 10 and, well, okay, King 10 and King Jack, it's pretty marginal. Yeah, King 10 with the King of Spades is definitely barreling the turn. Then 10-8, 10-9 with a spade is favoring a bet, the 9 of spades. So I guess it doesn't affect it too much. I'm just going to lean towards... okay. So I guess if you get to the river with Jack High here, you just have to bet. I mean, we do block a lot of value here. Well, that's it's an easy snap for imposition. What's our stab range look like? The Jack 10 suited. Okay, it's just all betting, it looks like. I mean, when you have Jack 10 of spades, you do unblock a lot of air that would fold to a bet. So if you bet, let's see, let's take a look at his folding range.
And after flying out my family, speaking with doctors,
like he's gonna have a lot more Jack 10 of clubs and Jack 10 of hearts in this line. That would just fold to a bet. Let's see, like
we were gonna use that are identical in theme, in products found, in logo and color scheme, basically identical to brands that have already done over $1 million in sales to us. And this is my thank you and farewell gift to you guys. This is my entire life's work. I know that
yes,
20 of these brands, they will do well, they will convert.
He's not folding a lot on this river.
This is my Christmas, this is my New Year's, this is my holiday gift to you guys, because impact is more important than income. And the best gift you guys can give to yourself or to your family is a life of
do block a decent number of calls, so yeah.
Not depending on anybody, not having a government, not having a society tell you when you're able to make profit, when you're able to make money, and when you're not. So if you're watching
to check this one back,
20 stores are still
check it back
available.
again.
Get your hands
Could consider betting the turn with a spade, but mostly
all
just
you
gonna
have to do
check
is just
back.
click the link below and pay $19.95. The only reason we're not giving out these brands for free is because we don't want someone to just grab a brand and then never use it. We want people to take action, put up like $19.95. We're clearly not going to make any money from this offer from selling these 20 brands. We've sold e-commerce brands before in the past for $15,000 to $20,000, and right now there's only 20 of these e-commerce.
Just gonna go for some thin value.
Click the link below.
Okay.
They will sell out very quickly.
What do you have?
And I can't thank you guys
Ace
enough.
high,
I'll see you in 4 to 5 months after my recovery, and I can't wait to see the results.
Just going to check this again. Bottom pair. And try to make it to a showdown. Ten on the river, pretty terrible card. Now we're probably going to check raise this. We have a straight blocker. We should definitely have some straights in this line. So yeah, I'm just going to jam this one. Okay, so it looks like it just prefers like a pot size raise instead of a jam. But like on this river, you should definitely have some jams. Okay, so it looks like the jam is just the nuts. I mean, it is a huge jam. It's like a 2.5 big blind bet, and then you jam for 97 bigs. But on these connected rivers, you should definitely be developing a raised jam range. Like you shouldn't be jamming as a bet. It's just the raising range that jams. You'll see on these connected rivers. But it looks like Jack Deuce is actually a pure raise, so we got that one right. Blocking the 2 pair and the nuts. So we will do that and try to get a fold. Nine, 8, no spade, going to check this back. Hit an 8 on the turn. Yeah, we can bet this one. Depending on the river, we can go for a second bet. Oh, that's a terrible card. Just gonna check that back. And we win. Queen 8. We're gonna take a really linear check raise strategy here, but I think this is a little bit ambitious. I'd rather have like the ace 8 can definitely check raise, especially with the backdoor. Check on the turn. Yeah, now we can definitely bet for value. So it looks like it's mainly blocking and mixing some into the half pot size with Queen 8 here. Ace King 9. Just going to check this back. Pretty polar c-bet strategy on that board. 8. That's a pretty great card to put in another big bet. Okay, he had 7 high. So what are you gonna do? Queen 10. Oh, that's an interesting card. So the thing is that we have all the 5-3 suited in the big blind, and we definitely have some 2 pair, especially on the wheel boards. So you see we have like all the 5-3, and then we have like the lower sets. We have the ace 4, ace 2. Ace 8 is doing a lot of the 4xing. But yes, it's mainly sets. So notice how the pocket 4s is checking more often than the pocket 8s and pocket deuces. It's because, well, a lot of the 8x combos would bet the flop from imposition. So it doesn't really make it into this line as often. But like imposition could check back some air that has a 4 in it and hit a 4. But if you have pocket 4s, you block those checkbacks basically, so it's going to lean towards betting, or lean towards checking more than the other sets. And then deuces, you just unblock all of the calling range, so yeah, 4x. Okay. We're just gonna check this down with the queen high. I think this is a bit ambitious to stab. think if we get to the river, we can start to stab. I prefer a big bet with this hand. Blocking a lot of folds. I think if we bet, we just have to size up. Because like we block a lot of the queen high, that would fold to a bet. I think like I don't know, like this size. Okay, looks like we're just checking the river here. Okay, so I actually got this way wrong. Yeah, we're not stabbing until we get down to like queen 7, queen 6. I mean, like king high is an easy check, but thought queen 10 might make it in there into a stab range, but don't need to go quite that far. Okay. Gonna 2x this one with the gut shot. You get called. It was a pretty good hand to barrel. I mean, we have no showdown value. I mean, we'll win against some 6x with a backdoor, I guess, but I don't even think that's supposed to call versus a flop bet actually at all. Yeah. So, okay, some 6-4 with a backdoor is actually calling. But yeah, this hand is pretty shit. So it does look like the Jack 10 suited, or the Jack 10 in general is just barreling. I mean, the main hand you're targeting is single pair ace-x, so, and they have all of the ace-jack off, a lot of it, so blocking that 2 pair is pretty good. But when you 2x the flop, you're going to want to size down on the turn. I mean, out of position range is quite strong after they call a 2x bet. So, like, the overall strength of the range is going to run much closer on later streets after you 2x the flop. What a river. Yeah, we're just checking this back. I'm gonna lose to a street a lot. Oh, okay. Interesting. I don't think we bet this hand on the river. Yeah, it's just a check. You can bet your sets and ace queen, it looks like. But yeah, like with Jack 10, you can't get called by worse 2 pair, which is, not good. Just gonna check this with the king high. It's a little ambitious to stab this one. Especially when we had the spade combos. Ace 5 on this flop. Going to lean towards checking it back with no backdoor. Gonna try to check this down and consider bluff catching the river. And easy call. Damn, He owned us. He owned us, boys. But yeah, this is just a pure call versus the pot and a half size on the river.
There was one day when more than 5,000 sick people came to see our doctors.
On a brick,
For more than a month.
what does our bluff catching combos look like?
And we just didn't have enough doctors.
Yeah, so
I remember
this is just a textbook a6 with the 6 of spades. Given that out of position would stab with the 6 of spades on the earlier streets, you just unblock a lot of air when you have the 6 of spades. If you prefer to bluff catch with that combo. King Jack on King Queen 3. We do have a gut shot. Yeah, on the so like in the check line on these flush turns, both players are going to be doing a lot of half potting with a pretty merged range. So like in position, yeah, a lot of half potting. Queen 7-3. Okay, last hand, and then I'm gonna call it a night. Try to catch up on some sleep. King 7. I'd really prefer to have the overcard to the 8. We do unblock a lot of Queen High and Jack High bluffs, though. I think I'm going to call this one.
Women and girls are usually the ones responsible, often walking for hours every day. As a result, many girls never make it through school. They trade in their education and dreams to carry 40-pound jerry cans.
And a 4. Oh, he owned us. Let's see, what does the King 7 do here versus the block? So notice in the check line on this like total brick, imposition is just blocking the vast majority of the range, just getting like some thin value. Like notice the King Queen is like value betting on the turn. But yeah, when you have King 7, you unblock a lot of these Jack High and Queen High bluffs. So that was the reason I was preferring to bluff catch with the King 7. So yeah, King 7 is just a pure call. And then, yeah, these higher King X are just, like, you have to, like, versus these small sizes, you have to bluff catch pretty linearly. So just something to think about. Like, King High is, like, pretty far up in your range, especially when you face about this small. Alright, one more hand. A6 deuce. Check. Definitely bet this hand. Yeah, now we're just going to bet small with this hand. Oh, we get raised. What does our stabs look like? Yeah. I mean, 10 high. No showdown value. Going to lean towards betting it. And versus the block, yeah, we're like out of position is raising like some 8x, a lot of trips, and 10-9, Jack 10. And gut shots. Okay, well, we got into some interesting spots in the study session, and I definitely learned some things. There's some turn barrel spots. My sizing wasn't, you know, totally calibrated. This is the first time I looked at these sims where the imposition player is opening for 2.5. So the only single raise, like button versus big blind single raise pot sims I've used on dry rag boards are the mid open size. It's just like like king 8 off, queen 8 off, jack 8 off plus, and then like the suited hands are a bit looser, and they're all at 100%. So it's a much less polar range. So yeah, these flop strategies are going to be notably different, and so will the turn strategies. So yeah, interesting stuff. Thanks for watching. Remember to give the channel a subscribe and make sure to like the video. Thanks.